What I would like to start with before we begin our read aloud for The Wind in the Willows is going and reviewing that vocabulary. And you guys already kind of had a discussion about what has happened in The Wind in the Willows recently, but then we'll go ahead and talk about it together and jump into our story together. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the words that we're going to see today that might be new, and some of these were even new to me. The first one is going to be advance. So if someone makes an advance at you, they're moving forward, they're getting closer to you. So an advance. Have you ever heard that word before? When maybe have you heard the word advance used before? Griffin.
Like in a race car, like in one of those things, they might say, he's advancing to the finish line.
Perfect. He's advancing to it. That's going to be moving forward, getting there. That's a great one. That's changing the ending, putting the ing, but that's perfect, Griffin. Thank you. And Chloe, one more example maybe?
Like advanced math.
Now, advanced math, that's going to be a different ending with it, but I mean just kind of that higher of something. But again, we kind of have that same connection there where it's moving forward. We've got to move on a little bit. The next one, it looks like recollection, but it's the word recollection. What's our word? Recollection is going to be the act of remembering. So if you ever have a recollection of something, your brain is like, oh, I remember that. So it's just the idea of remembering something. Okay? Our next one is the word reproach. What's our word? It just means to scold it or to correct. If someone is going to like reproach you, they don't necessarily agree with what you're doing. They disapprove or they disagree with what you're doing. Reproach. And then we have subtle. What's our word?
Subtle.
It just means faint or delicate or slight. So like if you see like a subtle move or a subtle movement, it's just a slight movement. We've kind of already heard, I think we may have even heard this one in our reading before, where there's like a slight movement in the bushes and it moves when they're walking through the forest.
It looks like some title.
It does a little bit. It's missing some other ones, but it's got some quiet words in there or letters in there. And our next one is unearing. What's our word?
Unearing.
This is one I had never heard before, but it just means that someone is always accurate. They never make mistakes. It's perfect all the time. Probably why I've never heard this word is because it's not something I could use to describe me. I am not perfect. I do make mistakes. I am not always accurate, or what I do is not always accurate. So, right. So we're going to see these words or hear these words in our read aloud today. We're going to go and look at we're going to do a quick reminder of what happened the other day. Yesterday in our reading, Mole and Rat show up at, and he's super unhospitable, right? No, what do we learn about Badger? He's super nice. In fact, in the morning when Mole and Rat wake up, who else is at the house? Hedgehogs. And why are the hedgehogs there? Kason, why are the hedgehogs there? They got lost on their way to school, and they knew that Badger was a good place to go, right? So, in fact, he's not a bad guy. He's really welcoming. He brings them into their home, and he helps different creatures out. Good. Haley.
Also, that they said that other animals in the wild were not so nice either, but the hedgehogs, the pigeons were really nice.
Yeah, so maybe there are some nice animals and maybe some not so nice animals, but so far, the ones we've come across are great. Badgers welcome everyone in their home. Who else showed up at the house after the hedgehogs? Ray. Yep, so he welcomes in, he changes their clothes, he helps them get out of their clothes, their wet clothes. Hedgehogs are there in the morning, and then Otter shows up, and Otter's super horrible. No, Otter's also a nice guy. What does Otter do to help him out? Viola, what does Otter do to help him out?
Was gonna go through the forest when they were going home and punch all the things they didn't want to see.
Okay, so he goes through the forest with him, right? He tells him like, yeah, I'll just go with you, right? I'll get you there.
Because I'll punish the hedgehog.
Yep. So yesterday we left off. Badger helped him through one of the tunnels. They get out. He closes it back up again, and Otter's ready to take them on their way. Yes, Claire, anything you need to add? Sounds good. So today we are going to continue our reading.